Disney back then had bad animation but great storytelling. Disney nowadays has great animation but bad storytelling. But what if they had great animation and great storytelling? Well, that's the Oscar-winning recipe I'm here to cook, my friends. And it could possibly change your life. You'll see why later in the video. Starting off with the first scene. What exactly is going on? This is just wasted dialogue. Ideally, the first scene is supposed to show the personality of the main characters so we can relate to or root for them throughout the story. What is Asha's personality? I have understood nothing from the first scene other than the goat is annoying and everyone simps for the king. Take a look at Kung Fu Panda. The first scene shows us that Po is a huge fan of Kung Fu, but can't do it himself because of his unfortunate circumstances. That is a perfect connectable personality. Let's apply that to Wish. The queen mentions that Asha is generous and kind, but I see none of that. So here's some rewritten scenes. After the explanation for wishes, the movie starts by showing a busy street where a bunch of people are walking. And there's a little ant walking too. But a busy man hurriedly walking unknowingly puts his foot over the ant and is going to step on it. But then Asha bends down and stops his foot and moves it to the side while saying, "Sorry," and picking the ant up and walking away with it, showcasing the kindness in her heart, even for the lowest creatures considered by society. We could also show another scene in the start where she's doing something really fun with her friends and they're all hyped up, really excited in whatever they're doing, but then her grandfather tells her to come back inside because he needs her to cook breakfast for him because he's old. And instead of whining or complaining, Asha gladly tells her friend she has to go and goes to help her grandfather, elaborating her kindness and sympathy for the elderly over her own personal needs as well as setting a good example for the young audience. But why even is Asha so kind in the first place? So you know how they completely left her father, who was a star philosopher, out of the story? I feel like that was an important element they just forgot about for whatever reason. So to do justice to that, we'll say her father was like the one who mentored her and taught her the value of kindness, and because her father died, she really wants to apply his teachings and make him proud from the grave, as she feels that's the only way she can really connect with him. Now another important part is the stakes. What are the stakes at the beginning of the story? We see her very excited to go to the interview with the king, but why? Why should I give a damn? I literally do not care if she succeeds or fails, because I don't even know why it's so important for her to be the assistant or the apprentice or whatever. Why does she want to do this? The audience needs to be sitting on the edge of their seat and thinking, oh my god, I really hope she gets the job. So in order to make them feel that way, what we could do is have her say the reason why she wants to be the king's apprentice so bad is because, like I mentioned earlier, she's a pure kind-hearted person and wants to do real good in the world, and being the king's apprentice can help her use her kind heart to make a significant positive change in the world that it's worthy of. Because even though she's kind, she is tired of having to use her kindness to save ants, cook some eggs. Who wouldn't be? I know I would. So now we have created a character the audience can connect with and root for, more importantly. So now the interview scene, where she says the most awkward and cringy things ever, will be much better because the audience will be on the edge of their seats being like, no, don't embarrass yourself, come on, you can do it. And will also increase the impact to her and the audience when she finds out, spoiler alert, the king is not who he says he is. Which, to be honest, I don't know how anyone who thinks a guy who will make you forget your dreams is a good guy, but you know what? Fine. And you could just tell people to make more specific wishes that don't have a potential to cause harm. Hey, what's your wish? I want to be a musician. What kind of musician? What do you want to happen with your music? Not something bad, I hope. Oh, I just want to be a country singer who sings about cows and God and shit. Oh, well, that doesn't sound dangerous. Here's your wish. Problem solved. A better setup would be if the king would just take the wish, and when he sees a wish could not be fulfilled because it's harmful or could potentially be harmful, he just does nothing with it and tells everyone that he will eventually make their wish come true. And everyone hopes for it, even though he won't, because of a reason I'll mention in the final part. That's the Oscar winner. But this is also containing a crucial message about how you shouldn't wish for things, you should work for them. Because there is no magic spell that can grant you your dreams. What? Trust me, I speak from experience. I used to dream and imagine myself becoming a famous YouTuber with my other channels that never found any success because I never put an insane amount of hard work into them. But as soon as I realized that and started a new channel, this one, I spent 12 hours just researching my first one video, which got 100,000 views. I watched every movie review, read every comment on every video talking about it on YouTube, and much more. So that's proof that instead of wishing for your dreams, work for your goals. And I wish I learned that a lot sooner in a movie than learning it the hard way. But anyway, besides from that, they should have at least developed the king a bit more. Like, for example, after Asha decided she was going to steal the wishes, in that magic-y thing, the queen started talking to the king, and the king should have said something like, "I know I hurt people by telling them I'll grant their wish even though I don't. Some people might say I'm a douchebag for that, but I really care about my people. And I can't have them getting wishes that could cause society harm. I'm like a strict father who cares about his son. I'm not gonna let that little boy go climbing trees, even though he really wants to, because it could be dangerous for him if he falls. So just like that strict father, I must show tough love to my people in order to keep them safe. I hope you understand, my queen." This will remove the black and white and good and bad element from the movie, making it more realistic, because in real life, people are rarely always good or purely good and always bad and purely bad. Most people exist in a shade of gray. We could also elaborate more on this by giving a hint of the king's backstory. He mentions that his previous village was destroyed. Maybe it could be because of a bunch of people somehow accomplished their dreams and that caused chaos or something. It would also be a perfect time for him to sing a song while explaining this. "I'm a tough love king with a heart that's bold, ruling with firmness as my story is told. Through the trials they face, I help them reach their height, but I can't give them everything, that's not right." I'm no expert on movies and cinema, but I'm pretty sure songs that enhance the story and develop characters is better than just singing for the purpose of singing. Oh my god. I am currently recording this while watching Wish, and I just saw the most disgusting, lazy piece of garbage I have seen in my entire career. And that's really saying something, because this channel is literally about reviewing terrible movies. Why does Magnifico go from a twisted but somewhat reasonable king to a complete psychopath? Is it a genuinely relatable reason?
No! No!
It's because of the forbidden book that did some scary magic and made him evil. That's literally the laziest thing I could possibly think of. It's like the writers really don't want to make this movie and just want to get it over with.
I don't want to work. I just want to bang on this mug all day.
Did you ask me here for any specific reason?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit he's a narcissist. Which, by the way, is movie writing terms for I don't have time to give this character a genuine backstory, so I'll slap a mental illness on him and then call it a day. But what did people really do to him? I mean, they just asked a few annoying questions, and that one girl, the star out of the sky, big whoop. So here's my rewritten version. The Magnifico is still the tough love king as I described him earlier, and not some crazy narcissist. And yes, I did just find out the king has a name. This time everyone gets impatient and starts blaming Magnifico for not making their dreams come true. Magnifico tries to calm them down and reminds them of the beautiful city he has made for them, but all the villagers don't listen. And soon they start revolting and start a rebellion against him. He's just trying to protect his people from dissolving into chaos. And in return, they rebel against him? Like if that child from the metaphor started throwing a tantrum. Poor strict dad, he works his butt off to provide and care for his son. And when he doesn't allow him to do one thing because he cares for his safety, the ungrateful son forgets everything and throws a tantrum at his dad? Now it makes much more sense for him to sing that banger of a song.
And this is the thanks act!
No other than Magnifico and Asha, a character who I felt was important but wasn't given a good arc, was Asha's dad. So I have a plot twist. Okay, I know you guys hate my plot twists, but hear me out. I think I finally got it right this time. So the star that Asha hangs out with is a reincarnated version of her father. He died while getting hit by a shooting star and kind of like merged with it or whatever, and came to help her on her journey, but obviously couldn't tell her because he couldn't talk. It may seem a bit cliche.
I am your father.
I am your father.
So you're like my space dad?
Yeah.
Return with the sun.
But it's definitely better than just not having the father at all. Also, the star has literally no personality or motivation to help Asha, so at least this would give it something, right? Alright, there it is. Feel free to flame me in the comments. I can already sense the hundreds of keyboards typing as they record this. And also, why does the star look like what Rosalina has? And now for the life-changing, Oscar-winning part of the video, the ending. I know it will be difficult to beat singing to defeat an all-powerful magician, but let me give it a shot. So just to set it up and clear everything that's happened in my rewrite, Asha is a kind person who wants to help the world on a larger scale. Magnifico is a tough love king who really cares for his people, and the wish bubbles have the power to immediately grant the wisher the wish. But Magnifico keeps all the wish bubbles secretly kept because he thinks everyone getting their wishes creates chaos. Basically takes the wishes, keeps them, and then tells the wisher that he's gonna eventually fulfill it, and they're just gonna have to be patient and wait for their time, and eventually their wish will be granted sometime in their life. So a bunch of people make their wish, hoping one day Magnifico will make it come true. Asha interviews to become Magnifico's assistant, but realizes he will never fulfill some of the wishes that they are praying will be fulfilled anytime soon. She successfully defeats Magnifico because when he casts a spell to turn Asha into stone, Asha picks up one of the mirrors Magnifico loves so much and uses the mirror to block the spell, rebounding it to Magnifico and turning him to stone instead. Talk about a Uno reverse. After that, Asha takes all the wishes and gives them back to everyone. And now for the best part you've all been waiting for. Before you come up with an opinion about it, just listen to the whole thing. The juice is towards the end, even if you don't like the start. When Asha gives all the wish bubbles back to everyone, instead of their wishes being granted, like what they thought would happen, nothing happened. That's right. It turns out Magnifico was a fraud and could never do magic and create any wishes. I mean, he does know a little magic, that's why he can create all these wish bubbles and etc. But not so much that he has godlike powers like an all-powerful genie. And that stuff about the tough love king and keeping his people safe was all lies he would tell his wife, the queen, to ensure that she would still love him, because he was really narcissist all along, who just wanted to be praised like a god by his people. At least now his narcissism makes sense, instead of it just being used as a replacement of actual character development. Yes, most of his character development has kind of been destroyed, but this time it actually serves a purpose, giving the audience a cool surprise and twist, because the audience would be sympathizing with him and thinking, hey, he's actually a kind of reasonable dude. So they would be like, what? He's not? And also we already got the audience to like him and enjoy his character development throughout the entire movie, so yeah. Now, whether or not you like the specifics about Magnifico, that's not the main reason. The main reason for this is because when all the wishes are returned and everyone realizes they're fake, they realize they have been wasting their time just hoping for wishes to come true, emphasizing the message I mentioned earlier about how you shouldn't hope for your dreams, but work for your goals. There is no magic potion that you will stumble upon to magically make your dreams come true. You have to work tirelessly for that. You may be thinking these people are idiots for doing such a stupid thing, but to be honest, the exact same thing happens in real life without the magic. I asked my friend, what do you want to be when you grow up? He said he wants to be a professional basketball player and play in the NBA. I was like, oh, that's nice. How many hours do you practice a day, man? He said, oh, just a few hours here and there in the week when I get time. And I'm thinking, you want to be one of the best amongst 8 billion people at basketball. So you're not willing to work harder than 8 billion people? This is what I mean. Stop asking for huge things and doing so little, just hoping they would come true out of nowhere and just imagining them in your head without any real plan of implementation.
Do it! Just do it!
This is an important message people like that desperately need, like myself from a while ago. This is what movies should really be about. It should be an art form where you poetically convey experiences from your past to teach the audience an important message, just like what other art forms are about, like writing poetry, painting a painting, drawing art, etc. Movies need that. It would be so fun to have that, but in movies, rather than some soulless fancy animations designed specifically to make money. If that is something you agree with and want to see in the movie industry, then order some of my merch, because not only will it be supporting me and giving me money so I can eventually have enough to make my own movie, but they're also hilarious and you can wear them to show off how much of a movie nerd you are, which I know you are if you're still watching, but the price will go up soon. No, it won't. That's just a marketing technique. And I didn't say that. And if you want to see a genuine backstory on what made Magnifico a narcissist in the first place,